Kieran McCann and Mark Bates both score the bout 117-111. Lee Every, 116-113. All three for your winner by unanimous decision.
There it is.
117-111. That means that 9 rounds went to Jack Catterall on 2 scorecards. So they really did appreciate his effective work. Maybe
he was boxing well. He was boxing well, man. He started off boxing well, control the distance outside, using that jab. Again, early on, he swept a lot of the early rounds. You know, on the back end, he had to dig deep, but he found a way to win on the back end as well. But great middle rounds for Taylor. He was pressuring all night. He had a game plan. He did well in spots, but man, Catterall, again, like a cat, he is. Just like a cat, man.
He always lands on his feet. Yep. Jamie Ward is going to have the interviews just momentarily, but you see Jack Catterall living the moment, enjoying the moment, and what a difference it made not being in Scotland this time around. This time they were in the United Kingdom, in England, and Jack Catterall comes away with a decisive victory.
Again, it don't matter what you've done in the past, I'm telling you. There's always somebody out there that can beat you. This is Josh Taylor's kryptonite. His name is Jack Catterall. That's what it is. Pacquiao was my kryptonite. For Taylor, it's Catterall.
All right, let's listen in to Jamie Ward with the interview.
Jack Catterall, congratulations. You said tonight you would rewrite the script. A script that you felt should have had a fairy tale ending for yourself over 2 years ago. Tell this incredible arena and tell the world what this victory over Josh Taylor and the emotions of this win mean to you right now.
You know what, it's bittersweet tonight. No world titles, I won the fight. We can close that chapter with Josh Taylor.
Both of you said that it would be a better fight than the first one. It certainly was. What do you believe won you the fight through 36 minutes tonight, Jack?
Listen, I believe I won the fight. I took more risks this time. Josh is an elite operator, undisputed world champion. We knew he was up against it, but I felt like I went through the gears, I boxed smart, and even in the second half of the fight, the rounds that I was more reserved, I was controlling the place and I wasn't getting hit with big punches and I was landing clean.
You say reserved there. Did you feel the pace at the halfway stage? Your body language seemed to change slightly and Taylor came back into the fight. The verdict from commentary was that it was a fight of 2 halves.
Yeah, it was a fight of 2 halves, but I still believe the second half of the fight, the rounds that I won clearly. I wasn't taking punishment. I had a few little niggles in there, but I overcome that tonight.
When the scorecards were being read out, it would only be natural for you to have some nostalgia back to that night in Glasgow. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I turned around to Ed and I felt that feeling last time. This time it went a lot quicker, it was more conclusive. There was a long wait last time, but I knew I'd done it.
Josh said heading into the fight tonight that he felt as good as he'd ever felt and there were no excuses. So what does that say about where Jack Catterall belongs on the world stage right now?
Yeah, big fights, and you know, we're out respect to Josh. He had his extra weeks and we wanted Josh at his best, and that's what we got.
Well, I do have to ask you.
You know what, and I said to Josh after the fight, there's been a lot of back and forth and a lot of strong words said over the last 2 years. None of it's personal, and we've shared 24 rounds together, so respect to Josh as well.
Would you do it again?
Over to Ed.
Well, let's bring in promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, firstly, what an incredible atmosphere. British boxing certainly needed that. That was unbelievable, and massive respect to both of these warriors. Your verdict from ringside.
Yeah, well, listen, the Scottish fans won't be happy. I thought the judge scorecards were too wide, but the winner was bang on. Jack Catterall won that fight. He closed the show beautifully. He dominated the first 6 rounds. And I'm sorry, boys. Listen, I'll tell you what, I love Scotland, but justice was served tonight. That's for sure. 2 years ago, this man should have been the undisputed world champion. And it doesn't matter because tonight he wins, but he should have the belts round his waist. That was a brilliant fight. You know, you heard Joe McInally say earlier in the week, the first fight was a bit of a stinker. It was. That was a tremendous battle. Josh came back in the back half of the fight. Jack closed well, he boxed beautifully at times, made him miss all the time. Two tremendous fighters. And I know that, you know, the loss of the Undisputed Championship, you can never take away that pain, but I'm so pleased this man got victory tonight. He deserves it. Thanks to everyone from Chorley as well. You should get behind this man. Listen, the third fight is a big fight, but he deserves to be world champion. That's got to be the focus. You know, we're deep at 140. Subriel Matias fights Liam Paro coming up. We've got Devin Haney against Sandor Martin. I'd love to see this guy challenge and rightfully win a world championship.
Jack, before we hopefully bring in Josh Taylor, you were very well positioned across all 4 governing bodies at 140 pounds. What's important to you now?
Hey,
do you want to give... Oh, Bob wants to speak.
I saw the fight like everybody else. Those scorecards were a disgrace, were an absolute disgrace. And I really feel sorry for Josh. I thought he won the fight, but those scorecards were ridiculous. And that's the lesson. I will never, ever allow an American fighter to come here with this British board scoring the fight. Those scores were ridiculous.
Well, let's try and bring in Josh Taylor. Josh, can you come forward, Josh? I'll come to you. Bob Arum's made his opinions very clear there. Your immediate verdict, you were the man in the ring here tonight. Did you feel you'd done enough?
Listen, I thought it was a great fight. Fair play to Jack. He boxed a better fight tonight. It was a better fight than the first fight. It was great. But listen, I thought I just nicked the fight, to be fair. I thought I just nicked it. It was a close fight, but given the controversy in the first fight, I think that's probably played into the judge's hands. But I think I just nicked the fight there, to be honest. But listen, fair play to Jack. He won the fight, and listen, let's do a third one. Why not? That was a good fight.
I was just asking Jack, because Eddie would said, look, he deserves his shot at a world title now. He was very well positioned before this fight, but do you think that's the biggest fight now for both of you to run this back, and do you think that's the fair thing to do?
Well, listen, if he wants to go on and challenge for bigger fights, he deserves it. He won the fight, but I think that's one apiece. So let's do a trilogy.
It would be nice to, I think Jack Catterall might have left the ring, but Jack was saying it there, after 24 rounds, all the back and forth. Is there respect there now between the pair of you?
Is that what you say?
Is there respect there now between the pair of you after sharing 24 rounds together?
Yeah, there always was. It's the respect to the fighters. That's our winning nature and our competitive nature and the will to win. There's always respect. Even with people you dislike, there's always respect.
Whether it is a trilogy, whatever it might be, we look forward to whatever might be next. Just a final one with Eddie. Eddie, Bob's made his opinion very clear. What do you think of the verdict? It's a game of opinions, this boxing game.
Bob's seen a lot of fights. I agree with him. I think the cards were much too wide. But I have absolutely no doubts Jack Catterall won that fight. Justice was served tonight. Get up the Chorley!